The further erosion of the sea dam at Danzig has caused flooding in some areas as far as Planters Hall, Maiconi. Both the residential and farming communities are being affected as a result of the breach which opened last night. Regional Chairman Vicchand Ramphal blames the intensity of damage to the sea dam on poor management by MMA of the sluice at Mahaica. According to Ramphal, over 1 year, he brought to the attention of the MMA the threats and damage to livelihood and implored on the agency to pay urgent attention to the fragile sea defense.
The government has failed to put system in place to properly manage and do remedial work of the sea dam at Danzig Prospect area. There is about over 500 acres of rice that is under threat because a temporary dam was built south of the sea dam to prevent the water from getting on land. However, since the high tide is up and there is further deterioration of the sea dam and breaches, the water has now caused that temporary dam to also erode at some sections, and the water is getting into cultivated land.
The Evening News understands that hundreds of acres of rice are now under threat due to the flooding. Many rice farmers in the affected area have their crops at stake, with most of them about to harvest.
And if this situation is not being looked at, they will suffer losses. Apart from that, there are some households that are being affected, and that is even further up from where the breach has occurred.
Nevertheless, the River and Sea Defense officials are currently monitoring the situation. However, it is the MMA which has the responsibility for the major drainage and irrigation canals in the region. According to Ramphal, officials from the MMA had not responded up to news time.
Currently, we are trying to get on to the general manager, the chairman of the MMA board, and none of them seems to be bothered about this situation. They are not answering my call nor the calls from the River and Sea Defense. And so, because of that, there is we cannot properly coordinate to bring relief to the current situation, especially in blocking some of the trenches to avoid the salt water from getting inland.
For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.